Once upon a time, in a lush West African kingdom, there lived a queen named Amina, known for her beauty and kind heart. Her husband, King Chijioke, was proud to have her by his side, dreaming of a large family filled with love. When Queen Amina announced she was expecting, the kingdom erupted in joy, celebrating the arrival of royal children. But when the triplets were born, King Chijioke felt disappointment. They did not match the kingdom's beauty standards. Days turned into weeks, and the king's distance from his family grew, leaving Amina to nurture her children alone. Rumors spread among the villagers about the hidden triplets, while Amina taught them the value of inner beauty. As time passed, Zainab entered their lives, but soon faced the same fate as Amina when her child was born. A neighboring king discovered the triplets' healing voices, leading King Chijioke to realize their true worth. In a moment of transformation, King Chijioke sought forgiveness from his daughters, embracing their unique beauty. From that day forward, the triplets shone brightly, spreading messages of love and acceptance throughout the kingdom. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled within the lush valleys of West Africa, there lived a beautiful queen named Amina. Known throughout the land for her stunning beauty and kind heart, she was adored not just by her people, but also by her husband, King Chijioke. King Chijioke was a handsome ruler, proud to have Amina by his side. Together, they embodied the essence of love and unity, setting an example for the kingdom. The king often carried his queen on his journeys, showcasing her beauty and grace. He dreamed of a large family, one filled with children who would inherit the beauty and virtue of their mother. When news arrived that Queen Amina was expecting, the entire kingdom erupted in celebration. Festivals were held, and the people rejoiced, delighted at the thought of a royal child gracing their land. As the months passed, excitement filled the air. The kingdom buzzed with anticipation until the fateful night arrived. Under the glow of a full moon, Queen Amina went into labor. To her husband's astonishment, she gave birth not to one, but 3 children. King Chijioke, a regal figure in his 40s, gazed upon his triplets with a heavy heart, feeling an overwhelming sense of disappointment. The triplets, each with their distinct features that strayed from the kingdom's beauty standards, played quietly in the corner, unaware of their father's grief. Queen Amina, a graceful woman in her 30s, watched her husband retreat into his chambers, her heart aching for both him and their children. Days turned into weeks as King Chijioke continued to avoid his family, leaving Queen Amina to care for the triplets alone. The palace staff kept the children hidden from the public eye, obeying the king's orders as whispers of tragedy spread among the villagers. Concern grew among the villagers as they speculated about the silence surrounding the royal family and the fate of the triplets. Queen Amina, despite the sorrow that clouded her heart, loved her triplets fiercely. Each night she cradled her children, singing lullabies that wrapped them in warmth. Their laughter brought her joy, but as days turned into months, the absence of their father's love became palpable. The children often asked their mother why their father shunned them. Amina would reassure them, crafting stories of a father's love that they longed to believe. The tension between the king and queen pushed them further apart. Arguments sparked over King Chijioke's refusal to acknowledge his children, causing tension among the villagers. As the king became increasingly distant, rumors of his intentions to take another wife began to surface. Then one day, the king announced that he had chosen a new bride, a beautiful maiden named Zainab. The villagers were stunned as they watched King Chijioke lavish affection upon his new queen, leaving Amina heartbroken. Yet Amina poured her love upon her daughters, instilling in them the importance of kindness, intelligence, and strength. She taught them that true beauty emanates from within, and despite their looks, they should hold their heads high. The triplets, Zuri, Nia, and Ayo, grew into young women, strong in spirit and character, despite the mocking laughter from Queen Zainab. As time passed, Zainab became pregnant, and King Chijioke's excitement bubbled over. He envisioned a son whom he could proudly parade before the kingdom. But on the day of Zainab's delivery, the palace was engulfed in a chilling scream. The king fled from Zainab's chamber in terror, unable to face the truth. The child was considered the ugliest he had ever seen. Queen Zainab, in shock, recalled all the times she had mocked Amina's children, only to now find herself in the same position. King Chijioke, a regal man in his late 40s, sat in his grand chamber, deep in thought about an old woman's warning regarding pride and superficiality. Years ago, he had dismissed her advice, believing that beauty was the only choice worth making. Now, as he gazed upon his children, their diverse features reflecting his past choices, her words resonated in his mind. A few days later, a neighboring king arrived at the palace, his face etched with worry as he sought help for his gravely ill son. He had heard whispers that the cure for his son's illness lay within the palace walls. Upon entering, he stumbled upon the triplets, who were joyfully singing sweet melodies together. To the king's astonishment, as the triplets sang, he noticed a remarkable transformation in his son. Strength returned to him with each note. Curiosity piqued, the neighboring king approached King Chijioke, exclaiming how the melodies of the triplets had healed his son. A panic washed over the king as he realized he had hidden a treasure from the world. Turning to his daughters, he finally spoke the truth. They were indeed his children, and he had kept them hidden out of shame for their appearance. The neighboring king, shocked by King Chijioke's actions, exclaimed, "You've hidden such precious gifts. Their voices bring healing and joy." This revelation struck King Chijioke like a lightning bolt. He had failed to see the true beauty of his daughters, Zuri, Nia, and Ayo, and the impact they could have on the world. With tears in his eyes, King Chijioke turned to Zuri, Nia, and Ayo, seeking their forgiveness for his past actions. Their mother, Queen Amina, stood beside them, proud of the daughters who had flourished despite the shadows cast upon them. She reminded the king that their children were meant to shine, and it was time to celebrate their existence. From that day forward, the triplets were no longer hidden. They became the heart of the kingdom, their songs resonating far and wide, bringing healing to all in need. Queen Zainab learned to appreciate the value of inner beauty, and the rivalry between the two queens softened as they found common ground in their love for their children. King Chijioke, transformed by the events, dedicated himself to being a true father to Zuri, Nia, and Ayo. He learned to love them wholeheartedly, realizing that beauty is not merely a reflection in the mirror, but a depth of soul and an abundance of kindness within. The lesson of this story speaks volumes. True beauty transcends physical appearances. It is essential to challenge societal standards and not to mock others, for the future may bring unexpected lessons. In a vibrant kingdom, compassion and kindness guided the hearts of its people, defining their true worth. The harmonious voices of the triplets echoed throughout the land, spreading messages of love and acceptance. Their teachings inspired everyone, reminding them that love and acceptance are the greatest treasures of all.